the iMac G3 in its glory, running macOS 9.1. What a beautiful piece of vintage technology. And today, we're going to install Vine VNC Server 3.5 for macOS 9. Wake up, Mac, don't go to sleep. You're being filmed. So this will allow us to hopefully connect our iMac via the Windows 11 remote desktop application that will allow us to either screen record or screen capture, get some nice glorious photos of macOS 9.1. My name is DigiDevin. Grab yourself a nice cup of coffee, sit back, and let's begin this. That sounds so fake. I drank all my coffee. There's an amazing website called the Macintosh Repository. It has an absolute gobsmacking amount of software that's been archived. So let's go to that website and first obtain the Vine VNC Server 3.5 for macOS 9. There might be other versions out there. I haven't tested them. We're going to do this together and see if it works. So we're on the Macintosh Repository website. I'm just going to quickly search up the VNC server, download it, and throw it onto a USB drive. Now that we have our copy of VNC, we can place it on the USB drive or burn it to the CD-ROM. I'd highly recommend you use a USB drive because you got to go out there and buy some CDs. If you got some rewritables laying around, use that. But why? When you have a perfectly good USB drive probably kicking around? So let's do that way. If you need any help formatting the USB drive to properly work with macOS 9, I'll have a link in the description and a card in the top right corner. Should pop up now, once I have the video done, of course. They'll show you how to format it on macOS 9 so that you can connect it to Windows 11. Or even your Android phone. I've been doing some of these with my Android phone. So let's connect this bad boy up to the Macintosh. Just going to grab my trusty USB drive. I don't know what the white stuff on that is, but it doesn't come like that. You can buy these on Amazon, man. I bought these for like $3. And you just stick your old hard drive in it and bam, boom, you're good to go. Listen to that hard drive purr as she loads up all that information off the USB drive. Doesn't that just take you back to the good old times? The simpler times? It wasn't really simpler trying to get these things connected to the internet. Oh, I didn't have internet. Okay, so we plugged in our USB drive. It should be mounted now. And there she is on the desktop. Mine's called SSD External. I'm going to open that one up and realize that I didn't put it in there. Go back. Where are you files? Where's my software folder? I don't see it. You hiding under the Mac OS 9 about screen. Come on now. Okay, so the USB drive has been mounted to the Macintosh. It shows up on the desktop. I've put a folder on the USB called software, so I'm going to open up that software folder and find my os9vnc.sit. We can open up the sit file and it should unsit. And then we have a new folder here next beside it called macOS 9 VNC 3.50. We're going to open that bad boy up. And I don't know what we're going to see here, but I'm going to double click. And there she is. Okay, so we need to give it a desktop name. We're going to call this the iMac G3. Well, I butchered the shit out of that. It's really hard to use a keyboard while standing. We're going to hop down to our password, give it a nice secure password called whatever you want to put in there. Oh, my password is too long. Okay, so apparently you can only do... And I don't really care to put a view-only password. So I'm just going to leave that blank. Once I have that all done, I'm just going to hit OK. If I can get the mouse to cooperate. The VN server is unable to locate. Be greatly improved. Well, we want that. Should have opened up the README, guys. Should have opened up the README. Okay, so we have another file here that's called OS9 VNC patches. We want to take that, copy it. We have to go to the system extensions folder. So we're going to open up our hard drive, go to the systems folder, and open up extensions. I'm going to paste this bad boy. I'm going to paste this bad boy in here, which apparently I can't do. I'm going to pull you in there then. All right, so we put the patch in there. A close out of all this stuff. Once we have the patch in the extensions folder, we need to go and enable it. What I'm going to do is click the Apple icon, go to Control Panel, and find Extensions Manager. The Extension Manager is now open. I'm going to look for this one. Now, where you hiding? Where you hiding in here? There it is. All right, so we found the OS 9 patches. It's enabled. So now we just have to go ahead and restart the computer. Let's give her a restart. Go to Specials and Restart. And with all my crap open, she should reboot. I still can't believe I found this at like a Value Village. It was sitting there. It's $99. It doesn't have the original keyboard or mouse. And My Microsoft USB keyboard would not work with it, so I had to go get like some crappy old HP keyboard, plugged her in, finally was able to use it. USB mouse worked pretty well, but the new modern like keyboard, no, it did not want to cooperate. It's probably because it's the Microsoft one with the, I'll show you. One sec. It's that bad boy. The one with the fingerprint reader? Nah, she don't work, so don't even attempt to use this thing. I remember back in the day thinking that those icons going across the bottom, I was like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. We had these in like the computer labs at school. We had the Mac lab and then the PC lab. Always loved going to the Mac lab. Never owned one of these as a kid. They're too bloody costly. Even now, like, so I spent $100 on it at the Valley Village, but it's like one of the best finds I've ever found. I probably need to do some maintenance on it. I haven't gotten to that part yet though. All right, so we're booted back up. All my shit's opening back up. Actually, sounds ready. So what I'm going to do is first close this so your poor eyes won't bleed. We're at a clean desktop, so I'm going to open up the Macintosh HDD or HD, whatever the heck it's called. Go to my applications folder and now find that OS9 VNC. Let's open that up and look, we don't have an error anymore. Yes! Before we connect over to our Windows 11 computer, first we need to get our IP address. Thankfully in VNC, it's plastered right there on the monitor for you to see. And the top of the middle of the screen, and the top of the middle of the screen, in a boat in the bottom of the sea. But I want to say thank you for watching this far. If you want to see more vintage tech videos like this, please consider subscribing and spill some coffee on that like button. It will help us grow the community so I can produce more content like this, where we mess around with old tech, see what the heck we can get working on it, and how can it communicate with modern stuff as well. I don't know, I'm just so fascinated with all that. And if you're fascinated too, please consider subscribing. Now that we're over on Windows 11, Imposter, it thinks it's Windows 98. We need to go ahead and click VNC. You can also search it in. Now, I've obtained the IP address for this Macintosh. You'll see it on your screen as well. We're going to try to connect to it. So I type it in here in the top. I'm going to push enter, and look at that. We got an unsecure connection. We don't give a crap about that. We trust ourselves, I hope. So don't warn me about this again. I'm going to hit continue. The password is the one you typed in on the Macintosh earlier. What the hell did I put for the password? I forgot. Okay, I've gone ahead and changed the password because my ADHD mind could not remember the password I put in about 5 minutes ago. Let's type it in now. What do you mean there's an error? Ah, there you go. Okay, good. And that's some hot trash. Well, we're connected, but it isn't what I was expecting. Got ourselves a nice black screen. She's tiny as all hell. Ooh, goodness. Can't really click anything. Let's just try to reconnect. Boy, she's really thinking about it this time. Oh, come on. Well, I figured out the problem why she's not connecting. The Mac froze. That's very unfortunate, so we're going to have to give her a hard reboot. Nope. All right, I'm going to push the hard reset button. Hold on to your butts. Well, that's very unfortunate. It freezes up sometimes. I've checked the hard drive so far. It seems like it's like in good shape. I know it's like a 20-year-old hard drive. I need to actually get like a program that will, scan the disk and check for any errors or bad sectors. There's problems with the old 90s computers. Your computer was shut down improperly. Disk first aid is checking for your hard drive to repair any problems. Would there better not be no problems, because that would suck arse. And for some reason, the mouse goes like inverted when you're in the beginning. And then it like corrects itself. Guess this is a startup sequence. Because everybody wants to use a mouse. When you go up, you go down. It's taking a longer time to boot up now. I think it's because it has a USB drive hooked into it. Which, yeah, I understand. You only have like, 64 megs of RAM? You really got to think about that one. Really hard. So let's go back and open up the OS9 VNC. Man, I'm just going to call it VNC for now on. Why do I have to keep putting that name in there? Did I double click? All right, we're back on. Let's switch back over to the Windows computer. So we're back on Windows. We're going to try to reconnect to our VNC. Type in our password. Make me type that in again. Hold on. I'm going to recommend click that remember password. There's no need to be putting it in. It's not high security. Ah, yes. Look at her in all her glory. Oh my God, you're a little lopsided there, don't you say? Well, the colors are like off and everything. So let's go look at our settings and maybe there's something I can do here. The picture quality is automatic, but let's say if I want to get a high quality. Oh, it's probably slow because the Macintosh is relaying this information over the web. That could be Probably why you wouldn't want to do that. Like, look. Ooh, shoot. The Finder crashed. I think that also crashed the remote desktop. Yes, it did. Let's go back and get back into her. We're going to probably kill the poor hard drive. Can't kill this hard drive, man. Oh, you inverted bugger. Hold on. Hold on. I got you. There you go. Okay, we're back in VNC. I'm just going to take a quick look at these settings here. Raw always. Zip. I don't know what the hell any of that means. Use hardware mouse pointer. Enable long passwords. There's nothing really here that's going to change anything. Let's try one more time on Windows. Back over this again. Okay, we're connected. Let's not mess with any settings. You know, the first thing I want to do is go freaking mess with the settings. Okay, options. Okay, we're connected. Man, it doesn't look as good on the VNC, even with like the full quality coming through. It just looks so much better on the CRT. I'm going to try to open up the internet and see if she crashes. Ooh, it's working. Oh, but it's so slow on the VNC. I have them side by side so you can see the differences, but the VNC is pretty bad. Let's just go try to change that property again. I'm going to put it down to medium. We're on medium. I'm just going to try out this website. Scroll down here. Oh, God. Nope. I pulled the whole window. That's a bit atrocious. Ooh, they got a new thing on here called Epic Mega Games. So it doesn't look like it would be really capable of screen recording at this time through the VNC. I wouldn't expect really, honestly. I was just hoping that it would be able to stream it fast enough to be able to connect to the computer. But at least this is obtainable for screenshots and you can remote desktop into it. So we got it working. It's not ideal, but what do you expect for 20-year-old software? If you know of another way to get this working at a faster speed and higher quality, please let me know down in the comments. So the one last thing I want to do is actually try this in the remote desktop protocol, the Windows application. So we're going to switch over to Windows one more time. So we can just search in here, remote desktop connection, click that. First, I'm going to kill the connection with the Macintosh over VNC because God knows what's going to happen if I try that. And let me just type in the IP address. I don't have a way right now to use the VNC through the remote desktop, but using the VNC viewer is just as good. And with that, if you enjoyed this content, then please join the DigiFam community by subscribing. I want to be able to take this old iMac and see all the long-forgotten software that lingers out there on the web. I've also hooked it up to the old web, which I'll make a video about very soon so that you're able to go back in time as well and get a good old slap of 90s nostalgia. The cool thing about the old web is it's not just old time capsules of the websites. They're actually functionable websites that you can go and actually interact with. So when that video comes out, you too can get these old systems up on the old web. That kind of sounds redundant and stupid. And with that, if you enjoyed this content, then please consider joining the DigiFam community. All you have to do is subscribe. You're in the club. I want to be able to take this old iMac and see all the old, long forgotten software that lingers out there on the interwebs. We're going to go surf the web to try to find that old software. Nah, fuck that. And with that, if you enjoyed this content, then please consider joining the DigiFam community by subscribing. I want to be able to take this old iMac on adventures with you of long forgotten software that lingers out there on the web. There's a magnitude of stuff that I've never experienced as a kid, and I bet you never did either. So with this, let's go on an adventure. There's plenty of videos to come from this. And you too, if you have one of these old vintage systems or you use an emulator, you can partake in it. There's also the project of ProtoWeb, which will give you a good old slap of 90s nostalgia across the face as you go and surf the old web. That video is coming out very soon. I'll teach you how to get that all set up, and we'll go browse some stuff together. What an amazing project. I'm also looking at delving into 86 box for Windows 98 SE. I have that set up in a virtual machine, but I want to take you on the adventure as well because that has a magnitude of awesome capabilities thanks to the old web. Thank you for watching and sticking around. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around. Thank you so much for watching. Keep that stick on the ice.